Oh dear. Oh dearie dearie. Good morning everyone, it's KrebsCOHO here with a Company of Heroes replay. This time around we're going to be doing a fun matchup on the 1v1 map, Semois. Yes indeed, we're going to be looking at some 1v1 action of opposing fronts factions versus vanilla factions. I think that's what you guys were actually properly asking for. You wanted to see some high-level PE play versus some high-level American play. And well, we'll give you about half of that anyway. So what we're going to be looking at today is one player going by the name of Outverse, who is actually inverse, playing as the Americans as he typically does. And over on the right-hand side of Semois, we've got PEclass as the PE. So you would know PEclass from the last episode. Or maybe you know him better as buddyDharma, or the guy who says, "No heaven for you!" Indeed, no heaven for you. Alright, so we'll see how these two contenders go up against each other. We know that buddyDharma suffers a little bit from unit preservation, but he likes doing unusual stuff. And if anything, this is why I'm doing a lot of buddyDharma replays at the moment, because I want to initiate a thought-thinking process in your mind. How can I use different strategies in this game? Apart from the norm. Okay, so, well, we're at the 5-second mark, and we're going to be getting started in 3 seconds. So in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and on we go to another very exciting matchup in the Company of Heroes Battlefield. Hello, are you broadcasting? Yes, I am indeed. Of course I am broadcasting. Nah, it's okay. Inverse actually broadcasts himself. And you can go check out his channel if you want, but since you're watching this video at the moment, you might as well just stay here. So, we've already got buddyDharma just capping down along the southern side. Nothing really that much going on. He's got Shimwagens again. Shimwagens. Different from the Krebs. So, last episode we saw PEclass using Shimwagens as well. And this time, he's using them again. Benefits behind going for them? Well, I guess they just have a different set of abilities. Most people prefer going for the Krebs, but I guess because buddyDharma just likes being so different, hell, he will just go for, well, being different. The unusual units, the underdog units. Hope you guys are all comfortable, by the way, and I hope you're all doing very, very well. Hope you had a great day and you're just coming back home to relax to this cast, or maybe before you're gonna go out, you're gonna relax to this cast. This game was great. This game was absolutely great, and whilst we're on the topic of actually this great game, this is hot news as I am making this cast right now, but the people who have been decided, the actual new owners of Relic have actually been decided, funnily enough. You know how THQ went bankrupt and everything was being sold off, the assets, different IPs and such? Well, it looks like Relic has actually been sold off and people were afraid. Who's going to buy it? Is it going to be Ubisoft, EA, Activision? You know, those were some of the less favored choices of the majority of people, but it turns out Sega has actually bought Relic. Sega, as in the people who own Creative Assembly, the people who have made the Total War series. They've also invested in the Warhammer franchise. Alright, so that was a pretty good acquisition on their part, and it's interesting to see Sega now owning Relic. Wow. Fair enough, I hope this actually means good stuff to be coming out. I mean, it's a company that has a lot of money, so hopefully this is going to be a bright future for Relic and Company of Heroes 2 specifically. Alright, so let's go take a look at what else is going around the field. You can see some capping is going down with the Americans along the left-hand side, just breaking up some of their stuff and using a stray engineer squad to cap it. They've also got barracks out with the riflemen coming on out over here. We've got 3 Shimwagens out in total, and also let's take a look at what else PEclass has got. 3 Shimwagens and 2 Panzergrenadiers. The last match he had 4 Shimwagens out initially, and then 1 Panzergrenadier, but instead he's got 3 this time, and also just 2 Panzergrenadiers. Alright, so fair enough, that's buddyDharma for you, chasing away some engineers and going to be capping right on across the field very, very fast. Shimwagens are definitely going to have some faster capping rate than the usual units for the PE, so having so many of them out on the field means that they can be capping very, very fast and being very, very harassive as well. Engineers over here decapping the fuel point of buddyDharma's, which is a bit of a nuisance if anything. Now they're going to need to recap that. Very, very common. I actually mentioned this in a previous Semois cast not long ago, that it's very, very common for... Oh my gosh. Massive explosion. Kettenkrad exploding and then his fuel tank being dispersed everywhere. No, I'm just kidding. That was not the Kettenkrad making that gigantic ball of flame there. We didn't actually take a notice of it, but what happened was that buddyDharma went for Scorched Earth tactics. And because the Shimwagons have different abilities when they go, well, when they're Shimwagons, they can actually put down something called an incendiary trap. I believe it's 15 munitions, and infantry can activate it when they go on top of it. And it's actually a big explosion. To be honest with you guys, I'm actually quite surprised how big the explosions are. I thought the incendiary traps were relatively small, at least from what I remember in Company of Heroes Online. I'll be blatant and honest with you guys, I have not used the Schwimmwagen in a long time. It's just something that is very underdog and a lot of people don't use. So I'm actually surprised to see how big the explosion blast radius and how many small incendiary fire patches that it makes on the ground. That's quite a lot. It was made like 4 patches there, didn't it? So 15 munitions burns an entire area. Scorched Earth, right? So there you go. You can see one being put down at the moment. Look at that. Look at that. It's a little sort of box, an incendiary trap, and as soon as these guys go over it, it's going to be activated. And this is going to be something that's quite common for this match, okay? You're going to be seeing a lot of traps, booby traps. You're going to be hearing explosions going right on throughout the map as Outverse is activating them. So please bear with me, because chances are we won't even be able to catch half of them happen, because it's just going to be ridiculous how many of them are going to be put down. buddyDharma is just going to be spamming these. So, Engineer Squad going down. That is one bonus for the PE here. Look at that. buddyDharma putting down an incendiary trap right there, taking a lot of damage on the Schwimmwagen. I guess he thought that was worth it. So instead, his PE are going to be putting down, or getting the repairs down. He needs minesweepers to detect that thing. Or maybe he could actually get his... Well, I was going to say, maybe he could get his flamethrower to just activate it. You know, flamethrower to shoot down some flames, attack ground, and just activate it. But there you go, massive fire patch, isn't it? It's like walking on hot coals, almost. Look at that, it's like almost walking on hot coals. Well, this guy definitely failed the hot coals. No heaven for you. No heaven for you, Mr. Engineer, right there. Instead, he is literally burning. Alright, so we've got buddyDharma in a really good position against Outverse, which is actually very, very surprising, considering Outverse is, you know, a top player in this game. And buddyDharma is not a top player. I mean, he's a good player, but you can tell buddyDharma just... He's got very keen eyes for unusual strategies, but not so keen on unit preservation. It's very unusual to see buddyDharma so offensive against the Americans and so successful about it as well. And I think it's actually due point to the amount of harassment from the Shimwagens. Just all the mines being put down, the incendiary traps, the PE getting in decent positions, such as taking hold up in the side of this building here. Nice garrison. So let's take a look what else is going on in the field. You can see that there's more Panzer Grenadiers, and indeed a spam of sorts. You've got 5 Panzer Grenadiers out on the field. What is this? Logistics company coming down for PEclass. What we've seen commonly in... oh my god, even more incendiary traps being activated. Inside the bushes, that is evil. We saw in the last match with buddyDharma, what he did was he got the logistic company and then upgraded his Panzer Grenadiers on up to 4-man squads. And since he has so many squads, I wouldn't doubt it if he actually tries to get 4-man squads. I like how these guys are sort of trapped in. They've got barbed wire here, and the only way out is from this direction. They can't hop over fences. Unfortunately, this is in Company of Heroes 2. These guys aren't intelligent enough to actually hop over fences. I don't know. Apparently, that's why what it's like. Anyway, so the Americans, what they've got going on is that they've put down a supply yard, and they're also put down a motor pool, and most likely producing a fast tank, an armored vehicle, an M8. Nice thing about Semois is that the highest fuel points are located near the base. So even though you might lose some of your fuel points in the center of the map, the lower ones, you still have the medium ones beside your base. And so that can give you a decent enough fuel supply, and that's what happened with Inverse. And so it still allowed him to rush up to an M8. Considering there's only Panzer Grenadiers and Schimpfwagens out on the field at the moment, it's maybe a good idea to go for an M8 to harass your opponent, as long as they don't get Panzerschrecks, which actually, yeah, he could get Panzerschrecks right now. He's got the Kampfgruppe company out, so he could get Panzerschrecks if he wanted to.
Losing ground out there.
Or am I thinking of the wrong building? I'm just I'm confusing myself now. I am confusing myself. No, it's Panzerschrecks. Yeah, it's Panzerschrecks. It's Panzerschrecks because... Yeah, it's Panzerschrecks. It's definitely Panzerschrecks. Yeah. Disregard what Krebs is saying. It's Panzerschrecks from the Kampfgruppe company. Alright. And then Panzerjäger Command is MP44s. Yeah, I'm trying to get that right. So much stuff you can build from the PE buildings. Anyway, the MA armored car getting itself upgraded with armored skirts and also the cow machine gun on top. Oh dear. Oh dear, I've got a phone call. Hold on guys, I need to pause this for a second. Yo.
Yo, that's me, just finished work.
Sweet! I'm just doing a cast right now.
You just do what?
I'm just doing a cast right now.
Alright, cool.
I'll be like another 30 minutes, but we'll order some pizza when you get back.
Alright, cool, we're getting pizza out then, yeah?
Yeah, I didn't go to the gym. I was just too sore in my legs. I had to do my legs anyway, and I was just too sore.
Alright, nice one.
Alright, cool. See you soon.
Cool, see you.
Bye. Okay, and we're back. So 9:35, and we're going to be starting in 3 seconds. So in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and on we go to join another very exciting matchup in this battlefield. Or to continue the matchup, rather. Okay, so let's take a look. Inverse, because this M8 has been able to make a little wee push, he's also got an AT gun out, so you can tell Inverse is playing by a very set strategy. You can tell it's very common of the of Inverse to just play by the rulebook, get the M8 out to harass, and then get an AT gun out, because then he might get a Martyr, or he might get a light AT half-track to counter his M8. You know, very typical stuff. He's just going by the rulebook, which I'm not trying to put in a bad light. Maybe my tone is, you know, coming across like it's a bad thing, but I want to focus in these replays, the next few and the just few replays, just using unusual strategies and taking a look at these unusual strategies, because there's a lot of stuff out there that people haven't thought of. So let's think outside the box here, okay? Let's think outside the box. Let's brainstorm. Alright, so the Americans coming on back in. You've got Panzer Grenadiers trying to get back onto the field. And over here, yep, nothing else being built. We've got more Schimpfwagens out by PEclass. Also, Panzerschrecks upgraded. So indeed, that was Panzerschrecks from the Kampfgruppe company. And how is this going to fare against all this infantry? Well, I don't know, to be honest. Only reason he's got the Panzerschrecks is against the M8s, obviously. And what are the other guys doing? What are Schimpfwagens doing? They're just placing mines. And incendiary traps. They are just being harassed like hell. Look at that. We've also got 4-man squads out for the PE. Gonna be harassing around the field. And look at that. We're blowing some holes into that church right there. Okay. Inverse, trying to get back into the fight here.
Losing ground out there.
But, lo and behold, buddyDharma harassing everywhere. Literally everywhere. This guy is just all on top of the field. You know, it's kind of strange for a guy who suffers from unit preservation, that he can micro his units so well. It's almost like he intentionally loses his units, as if they were disposable things. These guys trying to walk the hot coals again, taking some damage from the incendiary effect. And as the M8 going down south to harass, up here this PE squad has no chance of surviving. He needs to retreat, get out and out of there. And look at that, we've got an incendiary trap being put down right there. I suppose the nice thing about the strategy, by using a lot of incendiary traps, oh dear, damaged engine because that incendiary trap was activated. I suppose the nice thing about using so many traps, so many Schwimmwagens, you know, the booby traps and the incendiary traps and whatever else, is it's going to put a big toll on your opponent's micro. You've got to place down in random locations. You've got to place down on top of points. It's going to be difficult for your opponent who, even if they're a pro, all this micro that needs to be used, it's going to be sort of difficult for them to actually use effective micro. Because they're going to be spinning across the map already, and if they're hearing in the distance traps being activated, they're going to be like, oh, where's that being activated? I need to find it, I need to find it. But, yeah, it's doing really well, surprisingly, so far, and buddyDharma is still staying in this fight against a top player here. We've got the engineers capping on up here, up north, and Bodhi looks like he's trying to maintain a stay in the center, trying to capture the city center of Semois. Whilst we've also got Triage Center down by Outverse, Inverse over here. Notice how it's not in front of the HQ. I guess he's confident with his micro. So what he'll do is when his squads retreat, he'll just move him on up. He'll reinforce them, just automatically set them to reinforce to full men. And then he'll move on up to the barracks where they'll continue the reinforcement and they'll get healed up as well, where the triage center is. And because they're just near the outskirts of his base, that means that they can get onto the field a wee bit sooner. It shortens the distance. I see some pros do it. It's not very common, but I see some pros do it. And there we go. Panzerschreck's making a hole in the wall, and that gives them some access to move on up forward if they want to. Alright, interesting stuff. Sometimes using Panzerschrecks to your own benefit, and sometimes to your own negative benefit. In this case, negative benefit. Don't want to give your opponent an easy access route. But hey ho! Alright, so seems like loads and loads of Panzerschrecks. Is this what buddyDharma is going to be going for again? He's going to be going for a Panzerschreck spam? We saw this to really good effect in the last cast, where it was very, very nicely used against the Brits. Because the Brits were putting down lots of buildings, emplacements rather, emplacements. They had HQs, they also had the Churchills, so tanks. And the Panzerschrecks were brilliantly useful. 15 Panzerschreck squads, absolutely ridiculous. But I'm surprised, buddyDharma, even though there's so much infantry on the field, he's not getting infantry squads, anti-infantry squads. He's not getting MP44s or anything like that. He doesn't care. He's gonna keep on getting more Panzerschrecks, as if it didn't even matter. Oh my gosh, Panzerschreck whizzing over the top of this M8 over here. He's gonna be getting more Panzerschrecks, as if the tanks are gonna be the main problem here. The M8 and also just the other things across the field, and maybe in some respects it is. You know, maybe the traps are dealing decently with the infantry. But then again, you'd always think, maybe I should get a few anti-infantry squads. But look at that, we've got, if we head on over to PEclass, he's got loads of squads, again. Massive, massive Panzer Grenadier Blobber, or Spammer rather. He's got loads of Panzerschrecks out in the field. And just continually getting more. I guess he just wants to deny Inverse from even thinking that he should go for tanks and tech up. And maybe that is the reason that he's going for it. You know, if you get so many Panzerschrecks, maybe your opponent would think twice about getting more, getting Shermans or M10s or going for Sup the Soup. I'm on YouTube again. Yes, you're on YouTube again. No heaven for you, though. No soup for you, as the soup Nazi says in Seinfeld. No soup for you! Trying to get popularity from an audience on YouTube. Alright, guys. Tell me after we want to do a 1v1 after this. Oh, come on, man. The thing is, guys, I would do 1v1s with you, but honestly, I get asked by about... Okay, maybe this is an exaggeration. I was going to say, I get asked by about 20 people. No, I get about a handful of asks, requests every day. And then I get a handful of replays every day that people want me to watch. It's just becoming unrealistic in a way for me to actually go around. I try to talk to people, so I'll give you a response. If you try to get a hold of me, I'll give you a response, as long as it's a sensible question. But realistically speaking, guys, you know, there's one Krebs, and so many fans. And so many people to keep happy, it's a bit hard to do. I usually leave it to live streams. So if you hear that, I usually leave it to live streams to get games in with you guys. Usually team games, so there can be more of you. But look at this! I'm so surprised! Oh my gosh! The buddyDharma has almost the entire field against Inverse! buddyDharma, a guy with such atrocious unit preservation, and going for Panzerschreck spams, has actually held the field and actually conquered it mostly. He's booby-trapped the building as well. You can see that icon right on top of there. Inverse obviously can't see that. That's also a booby trap right there. Inverse can't see that unless he hears the slight activation. There you go, you heard it! 2 guys being killed, not being fast enough to react. Only way to get around that, guys, only way to get around the booby trap if you're up against them. Oh my god, incendiary traps. You see, this is what I mean, you can hear them being activated everywhere. Only way to get around it, you can't just click the point and then shift click away from it. What you have to do is activate it and then click. So it puts a huge toll on your micro. Look at that. Point activated. Incendiary trap activated. This is trap galore. We've got booby trapped houses here. We've got booby trapped buildings, or booby trapped houses, booby trapped points, incendiary traps everywhere. It's as if, you know, as if the Verbok have to retreat and they're just destroying everything, leaving traps for their moving on forward opponents. We got Group Zeal out for the PE here, giving greater effectiveness to his infantry. So definitely buddyDharma loves going for his heavy infantry spams. Inverse providing some anti-infantry support with snipers. Snipers is absolutely brilliant to take on Panzer Elite squads, especially spams of them. But he went for a Group Zeal. This allows you to basically supports blobbing mechanisms. Think of Group Zeal as almost the equivalent to how the Brits work. Okay, the Brits are implemented in such a fashion that it's beneficial to actually group up your guys, because your lieutenant gains veterancy and he gives veterancy to nearby squads. It's beneficial in that manner for the Brits, and Group Zeal works in the same way, in that the more guys you have around, the more men, the bigger the bonuses you get. So you get more, I can't remember the exact statistics. I know you get increase of health. I believe for every man it increases by 1% maximum health. I believe the accuracy increases and some other stuff, but something like that. You get the point. It increases your effectiveness for every single man that is there. So the more men you have grouped up, the more effective it is. Look at all these traps being activated. We have a few Panzer Grenadier squads going down, which is an unfortunate loss for buddyDharma here, but inevitable, to say the least, if he's trying to be so harassive. But the thing that is just holding back the Americans here is, well, these traps. An endless supply of traps. Inverse putting down some mines of his own. I guess he's come to realize that, man, these guys are harassing us. Notice how there's a Panzerschreck there dropped by a killed squad. Inverse put a mine right in front of it just in case the squad wanted to pick it up. But he sees that a flanking Assault Grenadier squad was coming from behind, and he just decided to pick it up before it was taken. Boom! Mines activated! And I guess, yeah, Inverse wants to put down some mines of his own to harass the Panzer Elite. You know, it's enough! It's enough of your traps, it's enough of your booby traps, incendiary traps. It's time for our own mines to harass you a little bit here. But okay, it's becoming the circle of life now. The Panzer Grenadiers being killed, then moving on back and reinforced, then moving on forward, and so on and so forth. Oh dear. Alright. Well, we'll have to see how successful this is. I think it's going to be, this sniper is going to become a bane for the Panzer Elite here, because snipers are so difficult to take out for the Panzer Elite. Especially if you don't have a cloaked Kettenkrad. If you have a normal Kettenkrad or a Schimpfwagen, yeah, it has a big detection radius, but they can see it, and that's the negative thing about it. If you have a cloaked Kettenkrad from the Luftwaffe doctrine, tactics, then it allows you to basically sneak around and reveal units without being seen yourself. 2 snipers out here. I think this is really going to start ruining Bodhi's day, unless he starts getting... Oh dear. That could have been a finished off squad. Unless he gets someone to counter this stuff. He needs probably a tank, an armored vehicle. He needs possibly like an AT half-track, a light AT half-track with its sniping ability, so it can instantly kill stuff. He's activated his sector artillery down over here, and oh my gosh, wow, that was accurate as hell. Oh my gosh, we didn't actually see that, but what happened there was an artillery shell from sector artillery came down and finally finished off that M8 as it was trying to get out of there. But because look how big this sector is, it works in the entire sector. So this M8 unluckily getting smacked by artillery in this crater right there, and then being finished off, spun out of control, and that is the M8 gone. But still, despite all of this, Inverse is just completely surrounded. He has hardly any territory. He's relying on these snipers to be effective here against an impending doom amount of Panzer Grenadiers. But, man, if only buddyDharma... I know buddyDharma likes going for unusual stuff, but Bodhi, if you just played by the rulebook just once, just a little bit, getting some vehicles out, it would help counter these snipers. But he's got an MP44, so I guess he's realized that his Panzerschrecks alone won't be enough to deal with the infantry. And just as I say that, Panzerschrecks won't be enough to deal with infantry. A Panzerschreck kills a guy. No heaven for you. And that was one Schwimmwagen down as well. I guess that must have been a micro fail. Look at that. What is that we've got here? We've got an armored car. So, PEclass, buddyDharma coming out with the Panzerjäger command here and building that armored car. I guess this is meant to be the counter against some snipers, possibly to chase them down. And out it comes onto the field. Incendiary trap activated over here. And running into M8 is the last thing you want to do. Killing the gunner, but that's not what you want to do. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. You've got overdrive activated. But, oh, what fail indeed. The M8 actually pretty much just blocked his path. And you could see that the armored car was getting stuck along the M8 there. Oh my gosh, incendiary traps wrecking havoc here. The M8 basically blocked the path of the armored car, and it was just jittering around there. Sticky bomb coming off, M8 getting some shots, and the AT gun finishing it off. Armored car just gone down like that. Way too fast, Bodhi. Your unit preservation is definitely a minus, a negative for you. I wonder if the Americans actually know that this building is booby-trapped. Maybe that's why, maybe they don't know it's booby-trapped, but they're just reluctant of going in any buildings at all, because he knows that it could be booby-trapped. Alright. Point decapped, and the snipers still some free roam on the battlefield at the moment. But over in the PE base, you can see a Panzer support command coming down, and the Americans, nothing at the moment. So Panzer support command, that's going to be all 4 buildings down for the Panzer elite at the moment. What could it mean? Well, he could be getting some different vehicles in there, but he might also be going for Panther Battle Group. You never know. Oh, don't tell me that was a sniper kill. No, it wasn't. I thought it might have been, because I thought they were roaming around in a pack of 2. But okay, 2 snipers still alive for the Americans here. Doing a great job, 5 kills for one of them, and I can't check the other one because he's on retreat. But he has at least Veteran C2 out right now. And at Veteran C3, he's become a pain in the absolute ass. Look at that. It's still not going off, no? I think it went off for a little bit, but... oh well, I guess it's not, I guess it must be a graphical glitch that is still there when it's activated, but okay. And maybe this is a push? Could it be a push? Could the Americans be getting back onto the field? Alright. Well, making a move of some sort anyway. At least they're actually being... where is Inverse? PEclass is trolling, I think. Where is Inverse? And okay, we've got the Panzer Support Command being upgraded right now. So that's going to be allowing him to get the Panzer IV support tank. But also, the important thing about it is that you need all the main upgrades in your 3 buildings for the Panzer Elite before you can actually get Panther Battle Group, before you can actually unlock the ability to upgrade Panther Battle Group. The PE is such a skewed faction in my opinion. You have to upgrade so many things, so many different lines before you can actually like unlock certain units and such like that. It's a very skewed faction, and strange indeed in comparison to the other ones. The traditional factions. Okay, just destroying the wreck because you can get some free experience from that. Why not? I guess. And here comes a Panzerschrecks! Panzerschreck's gonna make a big blow here. Definitely a big blow. Booby traps coming down. More booby traps. You can never get enough booby traps. And there we go! That is the Panther battle group unlocked. So that is buddyDharma gonna be going for the Panther battle group. So rather than continuing down the same line of unusual strategy, I think Bodhi's just throwing in the towel slightly, and he's going to be going for Panther battle group, going by the rulebook and hopefully trying to use this to finish off the game here. But all Inverse is working with is his M8 and just his back tech to the WSC and with those snipers. Let's take a look at what he's gone for doctrinally. He's headed down along the left-hand side of the armor company tactics, armor company doctrine. And that means he's going to be going for a Pershing, which isn't a bad idea at all. Engineers being finished off there by MP44s, but that's not a bad idea at all. Pershing will be brilliant, a brilliant tank to help push against, just in general, against sort of this late game PE Panther battle group that the PE are wanting to get. But it's always a unit of caution. If you go for Pershing, it's sometimes because your opponent has tanks out on the field, or you're anticipating that they will be getting tanks on the field. It makes more sense than a Calliope, because Calliopes are good against a load of units that are blobbing up together, which the PE are doing, but the snipers are doing a good enough job as acting as the anti-infantry support here. So I guess a Pershing would be the right option to go for. And just complement nicely the Inverse army at the moment. Oh dear. M8 almost being taken out there. Almost. And you can hear incendiary traps being activated across the battlefield. God knows where. Right there. That was one of them. That was one of them being activated. And it's like a stalemate now. It's about half-half. You can tell Inverse has gained a lot of ground. It's because buddyDharma just can't keep on working with the same stuff all the time. If Inverse didn't have these snipers, I definitely think that Inverse would still be back at his base. But it's come down to a matter of PEclass's unit preservation. He lost that armored car. The armored car was probably meant to counter the snipers. I'm surprised he didn't get another armored car. Or a light AT half-track or something of some sort to counter these snipers, but okay. 14 kills for this sniper, 8 kills for this one. I think one more kill on this sniper and he'll be able to get Vet 3. That is Scorched Earth activated on that one point, just disabling it. I guess Bodhi doesn't want to lose by VPs. I think he sort of realizes he can't hold on to these points too well in the center. He's sort of losing ground, so you might as well just disable them, prevent your opponent from getting it, and just make the points even. You've got one VP in the hands of Bodhi and one VP in the hands of Inverse. This one in no man's land. Hell, just leave it to the buddy. And how often is this? How often do you see a sniper with welding equipment? How the hell often do you see that? Well, okay, apparently a sniper who's good marksman can also repair a point as well. We've got the Panther battle group just coming out on the field here for buddyDharma. And what kind of proper counter do we have against it for the Americans? Nothing! Just an AT gun. That is it. And well, we've got some stickies out available for the rifleman squads. Still repairing the point and now capping it on up. Oh dear. Squad almost being finished off here. That was the booby traps killing off a lot of these guys. And look at them as they're tailing against the Panther and having no clue what to do. Landing on top of some traps. Oh my gosh, so close to being finished off. Why didn't he chase him? He could have chased him and easily finished off a Vet 2 Rifleman squad, which would have been a big loss for Inverse. Definitely could have. Especially if this is, especially they were crossing the bridge over here. You could easily have pivoted your Panther round, just blockaded the thing and prevented the guys from running on around it. That would have been excellent to see, but unfortunately not being done. And so that squad will fight another day. More AT guns being produced as he knows that there's Panthers out in the field now. And sector artillery coming down, killing off a bunch of guys here that was decapping to the point. We can see that the PE are slowly losing their territory grasp. This is meant to be the next part of the strategy for the PE. If this fails, then all fails. This is meant to be the deciding factor of trying to get back onto the field. Sector artillery being useless and actually damaging this Panther more than anything. And so that is him down to half health already. Sticky damaging the engine. And these snipers pretty much free roam. Look at that. Look at that indeed. 1 kill. That's 15 kills now. And, when does he get Vet 3? 15 kills and still no Vet 3. Maybe at 16 kills. Who knows? Don't know the exact amount of kills that he has to get to Vet 3. Alright, this squad is almost finished off the Panzer Grenadier. He needs to get out of there if buddyDharma realizes it. Bodhi! Oh dear. And this is just what happens with Bodhi, the unit preservation. You could just tell if Bodhi didn't lose these units, he would have so much more out on the field, and Inverse actually would have no chance. His unusual strategy would surprisingly have worked and won. Alright, we've got harassive Panthers going into inside the base. I don't exactly know what this is meant to do. We've got what looks to be AT gun going down right here. And the Panther, I suppose, is trying to go in to kill the sniper, but look at that, we've got some riflemen coming in to support his fleeing comrades. They're fleeing colleagues here. And that's just going to be Sticky coming on down. Yeah, Sticky in a bad location to be. Not good, not good. Both Panthers back here. House taking some fire. And now if this Panther wants to get out, he's going to have to go right through the middle where there's loads of riflemen and also that AT gun, but lucky enough, I believe that was an incendiary grenade being thrown on top of there and killing off that AT gun, so at least that is the Panther safely on out of here. But man, the sniper is so close. He just wants to kill them badly, doesn't he? buddyDharma just wants to kill them so freaking badly. But he can't. They just run away, and that's Vet 3 out for the sniper. And he might as well be cloaked all the time now, because if he's cloaked, he can just easily run. He can run around at Vet 3 whilst cloaked, and now they're going to become even hard to kill. Alright. Oh dear. That's a bar down. I think he just sacrificed, I didn't actually see that properly, but I think he just used the rifleman squad to re-equip this AT gun, and so that was a bar dropped here. But anyway, that's a Pershing out on the field. One Panther going down, that's an instant Vet 1 on the Pershing, allowing him to get a higher max speed increase. And the second Panther here just about to go down as well. Oh dear. And an instant Vet 2. Oh man. Instant Vet 2 Pershing pretty much. Not good at all for Bodhi. He can't be taking losses like these. Let's head on over to Bodhi and see what he's on up to. He's only got a handful of infantry, so a whole bunch of his stuff has died. He's obviously saving for another Panther battle group at the moment, but that's instant Vet 2 Pershing. At Vet 2 they get plus 50% extra penetration, so basically every time they fire they're going to be able to penetrate a Panther, even from the front. That's crazy! Sector artillery activated down here again, which is in quite a nice location. If your opponent tries to decap this area, they're going to get harassed by the sector artillery, and also if any stray men in a squad are capping this VP in the center and one of them reaches onto this territory, then they're going to get smacked by artillery as well. But as we are dwindling down to the last few minutes in this replay, 122 for Inverse, 318 for PE. Wow. The PE were definitely doing a great job early mid-game. And now it's sort of reversed around. 2 Panthers coming out again here from the Panther battle group. And I guess Bodhi's trying to play it safe now. He needs these Panthers to make a comeback. Field repairs activated for the Pershing. Part of the left-hand side of the doctrinal tree. Oh my god, look at that. We've got Scorched Earth booby-trapped targets. So when they come in to try and repair this, they'll get booby-trapped and killed. And then it's also Scorched Earth as well. Just denying it from anyone. Oh, here we go. We've got a Panther jackknifing the Pershing, preventing it from even moving on out of here. And 2 Panthers will be enough to finish this off easily. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Just slight little pieces of the Panther preventing the movement of the Pershing. And that is it! That is him gone. Instant vet 1 for the Panther and going straight on up for defensive capabilities on it. Defensive veterancy, which is a good option to go for. Make these things impossible to destroy. Great option to go for. Make them impossible to destroy. And if any more Pershings come out, then the Pershings are even going to have a hard time of taking these things out. I'm surprised this Panther actually didn't get veterancy. If he was in a closer proximity, maybe he would have gotten vet 1 as well. Anyway, oh come on Bodhi, don't do this. Don't just throw away 2 Panthers. No! 1 Panther gone. The other one with the vet on its last limbs of health here. Oh no, Bodhi. Bodhi, this is almost painful to watch. You can appreciate that Bodhi is a player who uses unusual strategy. You can appreciate he's got bad unit preservation, but it's painful to watch when he loses 2 very crucial Panthers like this. So that is a total of 4 Panthers gone. Bodhi, if you just had more unit preservation, I know you love just like harassing your opponent all the time, but if you just learn a little bit to keep your units back, the essential ones, man, I really think you would have a lot of success in this game. I actually do. I really do think your unusual strategies would reap a lot of success. Okay, vet 3 out for this sniper. So yeah, 16 kills. Again, run equals gives vet 3 for your snipers. So that is both of them with the crazy capabilities of running around fast or running around when they're camouflaged. And so we've got these guys trying to cap this VP here, taking some damage from the booby traps. And these Panzer Grenadiers are just going to try to support. Oh man, Bodhi has lost so many squads. All he's got is just 2 Panzer Elite squads. Remember how he had so many? Even like he had a handful a few minutes ago of those Panthers. But now he's got nothing. So he's lost tons of guys. Remember to tell me after the match. Oh, I'm afraid I won't be, man. I'm afraid I won't be. I think you'll have to watch this replay afterwards and then you'll realize. Oh man, instant vet 3 for this squad. Pineapple grenade finishing off that PE squad. And all they have left is literally 1 man. 1 man for Bodhi. 1 man indeed. And just a Hummel out on the field to harass. Boom! Almost finishing off that squad. ... Indeed. More dots. You can just tell it's the dwindling moments of the game now. The final moments. The Hummel, what is it going to be able to do? Well, I don't know, to be honest. Usually you get a Hummel or artillery out in the field when you actually have a frontal line. But when your Hummel is basically the frontal line, well, it's not really going to do anything. Alright, well that's the point activated. MP44 is coming on in. And this Rifleman squad isn't going to have a chance against him. Bodhi holding on to what points he can at the moment. Oh dear. Oh dear. And Schwimmwagen's coming out. Yay! If you missed these from the early game, well they're back. Back to harass. And the Pershing in hot pursuit. Need for Speed hot pursuit here. He wants to kill the Schwimmwagen so badly, but Schwimmwagen is just going to play cat and mouse. Reveal the snipers, but he can't do anything about it. He can't do anything about it. Maybe the MP44s are trying to catch him on retreat. Nah, I don't know. What is this? More Schwimmwagens. More Schwimmwagens. Okay, fair enough. They're going to be capping. So rather than getting more units, I guess this is the last legs of the game, and most players would quit at this point, realizing that they have no units left. But instead, buddyDharma is just going to go back to the early game, and he's just going to get Schwimmwagens to harass. That one was destroyed because he was obviously microing this one down here against the Pershing. But unit preservation again, Bodhi. Bodhi! Oh dear. And so what he's got is just this one Schwimmwagen and that one MP44. And also that Humo over there. Laying down some fire on top of the VP, just trying to hold off the VPs as much as possible. And Verstoppi has 69 VPs left, man. It is so close for him to lose in this game if Bodhi didn't lose his units. Snipers in full retreat there. No problem whatsoever. And that is another Schwimmwagen out to poke at this sniper. Schwimmwagen isn't going to be able to do anything. It's a bouncy car, isn't it? It's a bumper car. Look as it goes over these hills and over these roads and into the ditches and jumps over them. It's a bouncy car. It's like a sound dune buggy. Ah, man. Pershing coming in to attack the Homo. He knows that Bodhi has nothing to defend this thing. And the Pershing getting overly excited here. Just missing quite a few of his shots. Sector artillery coming down in this section. And yeah, he's going to be finishing off this Homo. No problem. Nothing to defend against it. If this was World of Tanks, if you were in a Homo, you just fired directly right at it. But it's not World of Tanks. Homo down. Down for the count, and that gives the Pershing just the ability to do anything he wants. Take out the flak Veerlings, I guess. PE down to less than 200 VPs right now. And the flak Veerling is just bouncing completely off. Look how funny this looks like. Look at all those shots just bouncing off. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Wow, this is very surprising that Pershing can't actually finish off a flak Veerling easier than that. I mean, if it can finish off a tank easier than a flak Veerling, which is so paperly thin armored. What? I know there's balance in the game, but hell, come on. That's just a flak Veerling. Anyway, we got Panthers out on the field here. Bodhi crushing his own wreck of a Homo. I don't know why he would do that. If you always have the opportunity of getting a Brigadier, you might as well, you know, keep your wrecks alive. But Schwimmwagen over here. And Pershing right in the middle. And the two Panthers right on over there. Bodhi's just holding on to his territory that he has remaining as best as he can. But Pershing in full retreat. And Schwimmwagen is no way. The Schwimmwagen is trying to block his retreat. He's microing around. The Panthers are coming in. He wants to kill this Pershing. Bodhi does. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at this ridiculous bumper car. Look at this funny little car. Go. He's blocking it. He's actually properly blocking it. He's ramming himself into the treads. Oh my god. This is too hilarious. He's putting down traps as well before he dies. Oh my god. That's it gone. Oh, that is too funny. That is way too funny. Yeah, the Schwimmwagen. Can they actually finish it off? Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. I think the Schwimmwagen actually allowed him to destroy the Pershing here, but at the cost of one Panther and possibly another one. Vet 3 AT gun, ridiculous. Yeah. Well, I guess Bodhi going down with style. Taking out a Pershing has one of the final units in the game. The Schwimmwagen being the hero of the day. PEclass, good game, well played. I guess there's a point that PEclass buddyDharma will actually throw in the towel, and that is it. You know, he will stay in the game when it looks like everything is over, but I guess now it is actually over. Yeah, just the last traps being activated. Is there much else to say? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this replay. I think it's quite obvious where Bodhi went wrong. It's as easy as unit preservation, isn't it? And Inverse, well, I guess Inverse was just falling prey to the massive amounts of traps out in the field. There was just micro. What could have helped was maybe some minesweepers early on. That definitely could have helped, but I guess that wasn't part of the strategy, and so Inverse eventually made a comeback with that M8, and it was constantly harassing, and that M8 just allowed Inverse to get back onto the field, capture more territory, and eventually make a complete comeback. So, anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this will make some new thoughts in your head of new strategies that could be possible to come out. But until next time guys, I will catch you all later.
Right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.